can you tell us what makes the software like this valuable, and particularly what are the features that it's made out of?
So what we've discussed in the previous part of our conversation is that the main benefit of the software is the accuracy, is the speed of the data collection, and the ability for the human team then make certain decisions based on the data that has been collected. So the main features of the software of the platform, if the company decides to build or to look for the ready-made solution or build the solution for themselves in a custom way. So the main features, the main benefits that it has is that it can contain the historical data, it can show the real-time price data, it can have notifications that trigger the responsible team or responsible team member in the marketing department or whatever, can trigger them in real time if something has changed for one of the competitors, so that people can make the team of the business that uses this platform can make timely decision and educated decision, first of all, to react on any changes that the competitors do. So yeah, the data, historical real-time data, notifications, it is also possible to visualize the data and make the graphs, charts, to not only for the responsible person to make a decision, but also to, if you have to convince anyone else from your department or from your company that this needs to be done, information can be visualized in a very intuitive way, so that to support specific team member to make the needed decision.
That's helpful. But how do these features help in gaining competitive edge overall? Can you give me some examples?
I think that the simplest answer to this is that you're just faster than your competition. Although in some cases you have to react, especially if you didn't use the automated approach before and started using it just now, you will have to react on the changes that are made on the competitor side. But then when you do this for quite a long period of time, you already know the trends, you already know based on the historical data how the competition behaves in certain cases, if there are any actions that perform before or after, during the big holidays or anything like that, and you can become proactive based on the historical data in real time and access to the real-time data that the platforms supply you with.
Got it. That's awesome. So then let's talk a little bit about what industries can benefit from monitoring systems like that.
I would say that there is no limit, to be honest. It's just worth mentioning that, as I said at the beginning, there are lots of solutions available for e-commerce sector. There are lots of solutions available for the businesses that sell on the marketplaces. There are lots of services and tools for monitoring prices on Amazon, Walmart, lots of other marketplaces, stores, and so on and so forth. When it comes to monitoring multiple resources at the same time, it becomes questionable whether the ready-made solution exists, whether it's flexible enough, whether it provides you with the needed quality of data, with the needed functionality for you to analyze this data moving forward. So one thing is for you to just track how you're doing on eBay. Another thing is to see how are you doing compared to the competitors on eBay, Walmart, CVS, or any other platforms. However, if we're not talking about e-commerce sector, the custom price monitoring solutions are very useful for the big companies that operate in the market with the less number of competitors, or the companies that sell digital products. So we're talking about cybersecurity, insurance, software development, for example, CRM, ERP systems, payment systems, telecom sector, So those are
The big boys.
Yeah, right. The companies that sell digital products and have a limited number of competitors that they should stay on top of, and the companies that can find the ready-made solution on the market and at the same time don't want to rely on a single human who will be responsible for.
So usually it sounds like those who have complex product lines and have the need to monitor simultaneously many of them.
Right. Like a good example that I can give you is, it's based on our experience, is with the very well-known player in the cybersecurity market. So their portrait is very close to what I've mentioned before. So this is the big company, and they really have like 10 competitors or so. And there is a dozen of digital products that they sell and their competitors sell that are very similar to what our clients sold. And the cybersecurity world prices there are super dynamic. They depend on the location, on the currency, on the duration of the subscription, on the number of devices that are being used for this subscription. So for them, they really, what they really wanted to do is to understand each of their competitors, which is like 10 of them or so, and the similar products, at what price do they offer them in different regions and with the different duration of the subscription. There was no ready-made product that they could have done, that they could have found, and the approach with the human tracking and monitoring was not feasible for them. So they came to the conclusion that they need to develop their own price comparison system, but they didn't want to use the internal resources because they wanted their internal data engineering team to be focused on analysis, not on the collection of the data. So that's a good example of who may benefit from.
I see.